Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're going to be taking a look at your request to learn more about silicon. We've got this article here all about silicon, its properties, its history, and you know what its future might hold. You probably think of sand and beaches when you hear silicon, right?
Yates.
But get this, it's the backbone of our digital world, and there's a lot more to it than meets the eye.
Yeah, it's true. Silicon's story is a fascinating one. Our source mentions that pure silicon wasn't isolated until 1824 by Jöns Jacob Berzelius. But people have been using silicon compounds like silica since ancient times.
Ancient times. So what we're talking, pyramids and Roman aqueducts, what were they using it for back then?
Exactly. Think glass making, for instance. Glass is primarily composed of silica, which is a silicon compound. So in a way, silicon has been shaping our world for much longer than we might realize.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So fast forward a few centuries and suddenly silicon becomes this tech superstar. Was that all thanks to the semiconductor revolution?
You got it. The mid-20th century was a turning point for silicon. It was the development of silicon transistors and integrated circuits that really changed everything. Suddenly, we could make smaller, more powerful electronics, and the world hasn't been the same since.
And that's how Silicon Valley got its name, right?
Yeah.
All those tech companies popping up around this game-changing element.
Precisely. But let's dive a little deeper into what makes silicon so special. The article describes it as a metalloid, which sounds pretty sci-fi. What exactly does that mean?
Yeah, metalloid.
Okay.
It's not quite a metal, not quite a non-metal. So which side is it on?
That's the fascinating part. It's kind of on both. It bridges the gap between metals and nonmetals, sharing some properties of each. Think of it like this. Metals are great conductors of electricity, while nonmetals are insulators. Silicon, being a metalloid, falls somewhere in between. It can conduct electricity under certain conditions, which is what makes it ideal for things like transistors.
So it's like a switch that can be turned on and off, controlling the flow of electricity. That's pretty clever. But if it's so important to electronics, what exactly gives it this ability to be a semiconductor? Is that something to do with its structure?
That's exactly it. Silicon's unique properties stem from its atomic arrangement. The article mentions its diamond cubic crystal structure. It's this intricate, lattice-like structure that allows for the controlled flow of electrons, giving it the semiconductor properties that are the heart of modern electronics.
Okay, so the way those tiny silicon atoms are arranged is what makes our computers and smartphones possible. That's mind-blowing.
It really is. And to really appreciate how this all works, let's talk a bit about silicon's key properties. It has a melting point of 1,414 degrees Celsius, a boiling point of 3,265 degrees Celsius, and a density of 2.33 grams per cubic centimeter.
Whoa, those are some serious numbers. I'm guessing those specific properties are important for its various applications.
Absolutely. Those properties dictate how silicon behaves in different environments and under different conditions. For example, its high melting point is crucial for its use in electronics, ensuring it can withstand the heat generated by electrical currents.
So it's not just about silicon being a semiconductor. It's about it being a semiconductor that can handle the demands of our tech.
You've got it.
So enough about the technical stuff for a minute. I'm curious about how silicon is actually used in our daily lives. I mean, I know it's in my phone. But what else? I'm guessing there's more to it than just electronics, right?
Oh, absolutely. You'd be surprised how much silicon is woven into the fabric of our everyday lives. It's far more than just smartphones and computers.
Okay, spill the silicon secrets. Where else can we find this hidden gem?
Well, let's start with the more obvious electronics. You mentioned smartphones. Those wouldn't exist without silicon chips. And then there are computers, laptops, tablets, televisions, you name it. They all rely on silicon to process information and run smoothly.
All right, so silicon is the brains of the operation. Makes sense. But you said it was more than just electronics, right? What else is this wonder element hiding in?
Here's one you might not expect. Construction. Remember we talked about silica being used in glass making? Well, it turns out silicon dioxide, which is essentially silica, is also a primary ingredient in concrete.
Wait, seriously? So the buildings we live and work in are partially made of the same stuff that's in my phone?
Exactly. It's amazing how versatile silicon is.
That's wild. Okay, so silicon is in our electronics, it's in our buildings. Where else might I be running into it?
Think about the energy that powers our world. Silicon is a key player in renewable energy through solar panels. Those panels are made up of silicon cells that convert sunlight into electricity.
Right, solar panels. I knew silicon was involved there, but I never really thought about how it actually works. So it's basically harnessing the power of the sun.
Precisely. And it doesn't stop there. Researchers are exploring the use of silicon in advanced batteries to boost energy storage capacity. This could be a game changer for electric vehicles and renewable energy grids.
Okay, so silicon is a construction worker, an energy guru, and a tech whiz. What else can this element do? Don't tell me it's making a cameo appearance in healthcare, too.
You're absolutely right. Silicon-based polymers, sometimes called silicones, are widely used in the medical field. They're found in everything from prosthetics and implants to medical tubing and even drug delivery systems.
Wow, I had no idea. So it's helping people heal and live better lives, too.
That's right. And let's not forget the role of silicon chips in healthcare technology. From miniaturized diagnostic tools to implantable devices that monitor vital signs, silicon is revolutionizing how we approach healthcare.
This is incredible. It seems like there's no end to silicon's talents. He's like the Swiss Army knife of the periodic table.
It really is. And the most exciting part is that we're only just beginning to scratch the surface of its potential. You know what's remarkable? Even with all its applications, we're still discovering new ways to use silicon. The future of silicon is just as exciting as its past, if not more so.
Okay, I'm all ears. What kind of advancements are we talking about here? Is silicon going to be powering flying cars anytime soon?
Well, maybe not flying cars just yet, but there are some incredible developments in the works. For example, the article mentions more efficient transistors. As we continue to miniaturize electronics, we need transistors that can operate at even smaller scales and consume less power.
So it's all about making our devices even smaller and more powerful. That's pretty amazing. But I can't even imagine how they make those tiny transistors even tinier.
It's a challenge, for sure. But researchers are coming up with ingenious solutions. They're experimenting with new materials and fabrication techniques to push the limits of what's possible with silicon transistors.
That's pretty wild to think about. What about solar panels? Any cool new developments happening on that front?
Absolutely. Scientists are constantly working on ways to make solar panels more efficient, capturing more sunlight and converting it into electricity. The article highlights next-generation solar cells that are being developed using new silicon-based materials and designs.
So we could be seeing solar panels that are even better at harnessing the power of the sun. That would be a huge win for renewable energy.
Exactly. And here's where things get really interesting. Silicon carbide. Have you heard of that one?
Silicon carbide. Sounds vaguely familiar, but I can't place it. Refresh my memory. What's so special about silicon carbide?
It's basically silicon's tougher, more powerful cousin. Silicon carbide can handle higher voltages and temperatures than regular silicon, which makes it ideal for applications where things get really hot, like electric vehicles and power grids.
So are we talking electric cars that can go farther and charge faster? And a more robust power grid that's better equipped to handle renewable energy sources?
You got it. Silicon carbide is opening up new possibilities for high-performance electronics, and it's a field that's rapidly evolving.
Okay, this is seriously cool stuff. But I have to ask, with all these exciting advancements, are there any potential downsides we should be aware of? I mean, there's always a trade-off.
Right. That's a great question. And you're right, there are always challenges to consider. One of the biggest concerns with silicon production is the environmental impact.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. All this amazing technology comes at a cost, doesn't it? What are the main environmental concerns we should be thinking about?
Well, refining silicon requires a lot of energy. And a significant portion of that energy still comes from fossil fuels. The article points out that reducing the carbon footprint of silicon production is a major priority for the industry.
So it's like a double-edged sword. We need silicon to build clean energy technologies. But producing silicon can contribute to pollution. Are there any solutions on the horizon?
There are. Researchers and companies are exploring ways to make silicon production more sustainable. One promising area is recycling. Did you know that we can actually recover silicon from electronic waste?
Wait, really? So instead of mining new silicon, we can just reuse what we've already got?
Exactly. Recycling silicon not only reduces the need for mining, which can be environmentally damaging, but it also helps conserve this valuable resource.
That's fantastic. It sounds like a win-win for the environment and for technology. What about solar panels? What's being done to make them more sustainable?
The push for greater solar panel efficiency is a key part of that. The more efficient the panels, the less silicon is needed to generate the same amount of energy. That means less mining and less environmental impact.
That makes a lot of sense. So it's all about finding ways to do more with less. But I have to ask, with all this talk about new materials like graphene, is silicon's reign as the king of tech coming to an end?
That's the big question, isn't it? Graphene, for instance, has gotten a lot of attention for its incredible properties. It's super strong, super thin, and conducts electricity better than just about anything else. And then there's gallium nitride, or JNN, which is making waves in the world of high-power electronics.
So is silicon going to be dethroned? Are these new materials going to take over?
It's certainly possible that these materials will play increasingly important roles in the future, but silicon still has a few key advantages. First, it's incredibly abundant. We've already talked about how it's the second most abundant element in the Earth's crust, which means we're not likely to run out of it anytime soon.
That's definitely a point in silicon's favor. What else is keeping silicon on top?
Cost effectiveness is another big one. Silicon is relatively inexpensive to produce, especially compared to some of these newer, more exotic materials.
So it's the reliable, affordable option, even if there are flashier contenders out there. But that doesn't mean we should stop exploring new possibilities, right?
Absolutely not. Innovation thrives on competition, and the pursuit of new and better materials is what drives progress. Who knows what amazing discoveries await us in the world of materials science?
That's what makes this whole conversation so exciting. It's not just about silicon. It's about the endless possibilities of science and technology.
Exactly. And it's important to remember that even if these other materials eventually take center stage, silicon has already left an indelible mark on our world. It's the foundation of the digital age, and its influence will continue to be felt for generations to come.
It's a pretty amazing legacy for a humble element that started out as sand on a beach. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, from silicon's ancient origins to its role in shaping the future. Is there anything we've missed?
I think we've touched on most of the key points, but there's one more thing I'd like to mention. Something that goes beyond the technical aspects of silicon and delves into the realm of human ingenuity.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What's this about human ingenuity and silicon?
Think about it this way. Silicon in its raw form is essentially just sand. It's through human ingenuity, through scientific discovery, engineering innovation, and a relentless pursuit of progress that we've been able to transform this simple element into the foundation of modern technology.
That's a really good point. We've gone from sand to smartphones. And it's all because humans figured out how to unlock silicon's potential.
Precisely. And that journey of discovery is still ongoing. Who knows what other amazing applications for silicon we'll uncover in the years to come?
It's pretty mind-blowing to think that something as commonplace as sand can have such a profound impact on our world.
It is, and it makes you wonder, what are the limits of silicon's potential? What other groundbreaking technologies might be just around the corner waiting to be unlocked by human ingenuity?
That's a great question, and one that I don't think anyone has a definitive answer to. But it's that sense of possibility, that drive to explore and innovate, that makes the world of science and technology so exciting.
Absolutely. And it's a journey that we're all on together. As we continue to delve deeper into the world of silicon, we're bound to encounter new challenges and opportunities, both technical and societal.
You're right. There's always more to learn and explore. It's like we've just scratched the surface of silicon's story.
Exactly. And we hope this deep dive has inspired you to keep digging, to keep asking questions, and to keep marveling at the incredible power of human ingenuity and the transformative potential of this remarkable element.
Well said. It's been an incredible journey, learning about silicon from its ancient origins to its role in shaping the future.
It has indeed. And who knows what the next chapter in silicon's story will hold. One thing's for sure, it's bound to be fascinating.
Absolutely. So to our listener, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of silicon. We hope you've learned something new and maybe even sparked a bit of curiosity about this incredible element that's all around us.
And remember, the journey of discovery doesn't end here. Keep exploring, keep learning, and who knows what amazing insights you might uncover.
We'll be back soon with another deep dive into a fascinating topic, so stay tuned. Until then, happy exploring.
Today is your lucky day. Today is the day that our $3 website works for you, paying you directly to your PayPal daily. Imagine $3 ongoing continuous payments to your PayPal account. Imagine falling asleep and waking up to $300 in your PayPal account. How would this make you feel? How could this help you? What bills could you pay? What kind of fun could you have? What does that retirement look like now? All for a one-time payment of $3. This website is DFY done for you, fully built and completely hosted, and never stops collecting payments for you. You have spent $3 on coffee on a regular, but that coffee won't help you create multiple streams of income. Click the link below.